Bitcoin, a digital currency operating on a decentralized network, relies on a process called mining. This process is crucial for validating and adding transactions to the blockchain, Bitcoin's public ledger. Imagine a global competition where participants use their computers to solve complex mathematical problems. These participants, known as miners, compete to add the next block of transactions to the blockchain. The first miner to solve the problem gets to add the block and is rewarded with newly created bitcoins. This process is what keeps the Bitcoin network secure and reliable. Bitcoin mining is not just about generating new bitcoins, it's the backbone of the entire Bitcoin system. It ensures that transactions are verified and prevents double spending, a critical aspect of any currency. Without miners, Bitcoin transactions would be vulnerable to fraud and manipulation. Therefore, mining is essential for the integrity and functionality of the Bitcoin network. At its core, Bitcoin mining involves solving a cryptographic puzzle. Miners race to find a specific input called a nonce, which, when combined with the block data and hashed, produces a result that falls within a certain target range. This process of finding the right nonce requires a tremendous amount of computational power and is done through trial and error. Once a miner finds a valid nonce, they broadcast the solution to the network. Other miners verify the solution, and if it's correct, the block is added to the blockchain. This process of verification ensures that all transactions within the block are legitimate and haven't been tampered with. The successful miner then receives the block reward, which consists of newly created bitcoins and transaction fees from the transactions included in the block. In the early days of Bitcoin, mining was a relatively simple affair. People could mine bitcoins using their personal computers' CPUs or central processing units. However, as the Bitcoin network grew and more miners joined the competition, the difficulty of mining increased. This led to a need for more powerful hardware. GPUs, or graphics processing units, originally designed for gaming, proved to be much more efficient at mining than CPUs. They could perform the necessary calculations faster and consume less power. This marked the beginning of specialized mining hardware. As the competition intensified, even more powerful hardware emerged: FPGAs, or field programmable gate arrays, and eventually ASICs, or application-specific integrated circuits. ASICs are specifically designed for Bitcoin mining and offer unmatched hashing power, outperforming all previous hardware generations. The increasing difficulty of mining led to the emergence of mining pools. A mining pool is a group of miners who combine their computing power to increase their chances of solving a block. Instead of competing individually, they work together and share the rewards based on their contributed processing power. Joining a mining pool offers several advantages. First, it provides a more consistent income stream for miners. Instead of relying on the luck of finding a block individually, they receive regular payouts based on their contribution to the pool's overall hash rate. Second, mining pools reduce the risk associated with mining. Solo miners face the possibility of investing in expensive hardware and electricity without ever finding a block. Mining pools mitigate this risk by distributing rewards more evenly among participants. Section 5. The economics of Bitcoin mining. The profitability of Bitcoin mining is influenced by several factors. The hash rate, which is the overall computational power of the Bitcoin network, plays a significant role. A higher hash rate means increased competition, making it more challenging to mine a block. The block reward, which is halved every 4 years, also affects profitability. Mining difficulty, which adjusts every 2016 blocks approximately every 2 weeks, ensures that the time it takes to mine a block remains relatively constant, regardless of the network's hash rate. Electricity costs are another crucial factor. Mining consumes a significant amount of energy, and miners in regions with high electricity prices may find it challenging to remain profitable. Finally, the price of Bitcoin itself has a direct impact on mining profitability. A higher Bitcoin price makes mining more lucrative, while a lower price can render it unprofitable. Section 6. Alternative avenues in mining. While traditional Bitcoin mining using specialized hardware is the most common method, there are alternative ways to participate in mining. Cloud mining allows individuals to rent mining power from large data centers without having to invest in their own hardware. This option offers convenience but comes with its own risks, as it relies on the trustworthiness of the cloud mining provider. Mobile mining involves using smartphones or tablets to mine Bitcoin. However, due to the limited processing power of mobile devices, this method is generally not very profitable and can quickly drain the device's battery. Web mining utilizes a website's visitors' CPU power to mine Bitcoins. This approach is often controversial, as it can slow down users' devices and consume their electricity without their explicit consent. Section 7. The environmental debate. Bitcoin mining's energy consumption has been a subject of intense debate. Critics argue that the vast amount of electricity used by mining operations is unsustainable and contributes to climate change. They point to the carbon footprint of mining farms, particularly those located in regions heavily reliant on fossil fuels for electricity generation. Proponents of Bitcoin mining counter that the environmental impact is often exaggerated. They argue that the Bitcoin network incentivizes the use of renewable energy sources, as miners are constantly seeking the cheapest electricity. Furthermore, they highlight the potential for mining operations to be located in areas with surplus renewable energy, such as hydroelectric dams, which would otherwise be wasted. Section 8. Decentralization versus corporate mining. One concern raised about Bitcoin mining is the potential for large corporations to dominate the network. With their vast resources, these companies could invest in massive mining farms, potentially giving them significant control over the Bitcoin network. However, several factors make it unlikely for large companies to completely take over Bitcoin mining. First, the decentralized nature of the Bitcoin network makes it difficult for any single entity to gain complete control. Second, the cost of setting up and maintaining massive mining operations is substantial even for large corporations. Third, the Bitcoin community is highly vigilant about protecting the network's decentralization and would likely resist any attempts by a single entity to gain too much power. Section 9. Conclusion: to mine or not to mine. Bitcoin mining has come a long way since its inception. From individuals mining on their personal computers to massive mining farms, the landscape has changed dramatically. The decision of whether or not to mine Bitcoin is a complex one, influenced by numerous factors such as hash rate, electricity costs, Bitcoin price, and individual risk tolerance. Before venturing into mining, it's crucial to thoroughly research and understand the associated risks and rewards. Consider using mining calculators to estimate potential profitability based on your specific circumstances. Alternatives to traditional mining, such as cloud mining, offer lower barriers to entry but come with their own set of risks. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to mine Bitcoin is a personal one that should be made after careful consideration of all relevant factors. For those seeking exposure to the Bitcoin ecosystem without the complexities of mining, buying Bitcoin directly or exploring altcoin mining might be viable alternatives.